I mean, what a great way to send out our seniors today. Really pleased for them. The crowd did an unbelievable job of, cheering them on and being here early to recognize them. We've had an amazing crowd all year long. I didn't realize this till last night. I was looking up some numbers because I have to vote for all league, and we were averaging over 10,000 fans a game for home games here in league play. That's outstanding. You can't really script it any better for a senior day. Have the three seniors score double figures. Efton had almost a double-double at halftime. Defensively, we were just really, really good the whole game. And then to be able to get Kevin and RJ in at the end. Kevin got a couple rounds up. RJ got his blocked. It was exciting. We made 12 threes. I know this sounds crazy, but the game's a lot easier when it goes in there. And when you couple that with the way we defended, we're pretty tough to beat, And I thought that we did a really good job of changing ball screen coverages throughout the game. We haven't done a ton of that this year. We've done some, but we had three different ones that we used in the first half. We used two in the second, and I thought it kept Nathan George off balance a little bit because I think he's really good. And then they're so hard to score on in there because they're in there now. They got great rim defense. We had to make shots, and we did. We had 9 kills. That tells you how well we defended. I think they were 6 for 33 in the first half. So really defended well. I thought the bench really helped us. I thought Omaha had some great moments. He had 7 and 5. I thought Juke was really active. And he had 8 rebounds. He got his hands on a lot of balls, made a big 3 in the corner. Just a really solid team win to finish out the year and have a lot of, momentum going into next week into Charlotte. Questions?
Steve, the senior day ceremony before the game.
Yeah.
Did you or did you not come to tears? That's the biggest question.
Well, I am such a crier. I am. And I cried at this radio show Thursday night. I couldn't believe it. Cotton got me. Because I saw Hunter and Efton walk in and Jessica's Hunter's mom, and it got me. I actually did pretty well today. I got really teary-eyed with Cam and his family after all the belief that they put in me to take care of their son for 4 years. Efton, and then, obviously Hunt. And I'm really close to all those people. Not that, Kevin and RJ don't mean a lot to me too, because they do. But I kept it. I told John Curtis afterwards, this is the best I've done for senior day in my career. I mean, I'm usually a mess, but I did my best to keep it together, and just really happy for those guys.
You talked about Georgia Tech's ability to kind of clog up the middle and defend well on that.
Yep.
Is that what led to the most number of three-pointers we've seen from your team
in
conference play and the most number of makes, or is this a start of a paradigm shift?
Let's hope it's a start, man. This is what I saw in the fall. I mean, I think it's the way they play, and we knew going into the game that we would have to come off the ball and make some shots. And listen, we only had 9 turnovers, but I'll bet you over half of them were in the lane. I bet you, just getting stripped in there because they're in there. And once penetration comes, they are in there. I thought we did a good job of coming off the ball for the most part. I thought early we were a little too juiced up. We were launching, throwing up some really hard shots. But then I think Ty did a good job of getting in there and getting it out. Thought Hunter defended really well. Cam's such a natural driver. It's not his, he just sometimes doesn't see it. But I think it was a product of the way they played and then us seeing the ball go in the hole and getting confidence. And, it was a bunch of guys made them, right? I think we kind of spread them out. I hadn't looked. But, Efton with a couple, Cam with 1, Ty with a couple, Hunt with 3, Juke with 2, Omaha banged 1. That you like that balance. So yeah, I'd like to keep that going.
Steve, you've always said when you go into a tournament, you are who you are, and you got next week. What can you take as you try to, you got to win the tournament, obviously, next week?
Yeah. Well, I think that, you just, whoever that next opponent is, we get really prepared to play them. And we play to our strengths and stay away from our weaknesses. And our strengths are really, really tough half-court defense. We can't turn it over. We have to rebound better. It just drives me insanity. I just feel like we get our hands on a lot of balls we just don't get. Now, I did say this the day before the game. I thought we played really, really hard. And I said every loose ball better look like a car crash. Okay, and I kind of did at the beginning of the game. We had a little pile up there on I-40. I think just now you got to play to who you are, man. If you try to do something else, you're just tricking yourself, and it's going to be over. Okay, so we got to go down there, and we got to really defend, and we got to rebound the ball. We got to take care of it. And then on offense, we got to get the ball in the right people's hands, which we do a pretty good job of, and we got to make some shots, when we're open, and not force it in there, at times like we try to do. We got to get it to Efton when we can, but they double him too, so he's got to come off it without turning it over. Trey's got to continue to make plays around the basket. We've gone to Trey a lot. But I think he can shoot at a little bit higher level or percentage than what he's doing right now. And then, Hunter's got to be Hunter, Cam's got to be Cam. And then I think Ty's got to continue on this, distributing the ball. And we got to get some juice off the bench. Parker and Omaha and Juke, So I think that, not trying to invent the wheel. It's too late for that.
Last Saturday, you talked about being able to see Cam mature.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we had the 5 seniors up
Yeah.
there. In terms of values that you wanted to instill on them, both on the court and off
Mm-hmm.
the court, what did you want to put in their minds, all 5 of
Yeah.
them, as you've seen them mature over either 2 years or 4?
I mean, I think that, I don't really, I do pretty much everything in my life intentionally. And if you go back to when you walk in our office, the first thing you see on the wall is grace. So I really preach that to them every day about, listen, if you don't learn anything at school, learn this, because this will make you be one thing, be a good person. The hardest thing I've ever done is do the eulogy at my dad's funeral in 2019. And the last thing I said was, if you want to be known for something in life, be known for being a good person. And so just being grateful and have empathy for people. I mean, I think we need that bad right now all over the world. Have respect, not only for others, but for yourself. Be accountable. That's really hard. You got to look in the mirror. Mirror don't lie. Be committed to what you're doing. These guys are obviously committed. You think about this. I thought about this today because it's spring break. They don't get fall break. They don't get Thanksgiving. They get 3 days at Christmas, and they don't get spring break. I mean, that's commitment, okay? And then be enthusiastic. Have fun with what you're doing. Don't be an energy taker. Be an energy giver, I think probably those things. They probably could tell you some other things. Probably said, pull your head out of your ass or something like that. I don't know. But to me, I think those are the most important things you can learn, here with me, besides, how you guard a ball screen. And so I hope they take that. I see it in them. Nobody's perfect. I'm not. But I try to be that way. And I do think that's why it's hard for me today, because I know it's the last time they're going to play in here. And it's, I'm going to miss them because I spend the majority of my life with them. And I'm used to seeing them, and that day will come when I don't, and that'll be hard.
Steve, your team only gave up, I think, 15 points in the first half,
Mm-hmm.
led by 19. What do you even say in the locker room during that halftime?
Oh, I said exactly what I said. Like, we've been here before. We played Florida State. I used it. Like, we're not doing that. We have to mature. We have to learn from what we did wrong. And one of the things that I was really no empty possessions on offense. Like, a couple times you probably saw me. I was not happy because I thought we took too quick a shot. the clock is our friend, right? So we need longer possessions. And then continue to defend the same way you just defended for 20 more minutes, and it'll be over. And don't go out there and try to get yours now because we're up. And that's a natural thing for any team, not just these guys. So, yeah, I addressed it right away. In fact, I think I went in there before. Typically we go in and meet till 10-minute mark, and then we go in. I think I walked in there before I met with the coaches. And so I thought we handled that a heck of a lot better. We've had we've got 13 league games. We've got two just brutal. That's two brutal losses at home. Because, look, if you asked me at the beginning of the year, I'd say, how many games are you going to win at home? I'd say 9 or 10. 9 or 10. Because that's how I feel about playing here. Now, I will say this. We literally gave Florida State the game. But I'm not going to disrespect Virginia. I thought they outplayed us. They did. No, should we beat them? Yes, on paper, we should beat them. But those two losses, those hurt. And, we got 13 wins. That maybe puts us at 15. Maybe that puts us on the other side of the bubble. I don't think it takes us off of it, but at least it puts us on the other side. So we have to be accountable for that. But I'm not going to apologize either for winning 21 games with these guys. I told them to hold their head high. Now, going into the season, yeah, I felt like this was a 24-25 win team, minimum. I did. So that, to me, is disappointing to me, but I'm not disappointed in them at all.
One guy that was notable not going through senior day activities, and I figure I know what's going on here, but I just kind of want on the record, is Trayvon Spillers. What's the plan with him?
Well, Trey's got another year, so he's not a senior, and he's not graduating, in the spring. And so him and I have had a couple conversations already. He loves it here. But, it's not going to be finalized until, probably when we're done playing. It's just not something you kind of do before the season's over, but you can. I visited with him this week about it. He loves it here. We love him, and so, but listen, times have changed, man. Life's a negotiation. It just is, right? And so we have what we have, and we're going to put our best foot forward with him because he's really important. But the reason why he didn't is because he's not technically a senior now, because he was when he came here, but old Pavia over there at Vanderbilt got him another year, and so good for Pavia. And again, like Andrew graduated he was graduating. He had to transfer a lot of credits in, and so he's a little behind. He's going to graduate, but just not in the spring.